Hey guys, Lizardlea here for Christmas Minis Bunny. So that's the guy right there. He's really cute. This will be the first video you see of me using the scroll frame stand. So, if you have any complaints or if you actually prefer it, let me know because that will give me a good idea of, you know, what you guys look for in my videos. I mean, it's just as unstable as the other one. It's not perfect. I don't think anything I ever find will be perfect, unfortunately. Mwah. Yeah, I'm just gonna get to stitching.
Alrighty, and we're back to some more. Well, not trivia, it's just random questions. Sorry, I guess I want to do trivia now. Alright, 64. What's your first executive order as king of this? Oh, okay, this room. It says in parentheses, this coffee shop, this grocery store, this room. And I was like, what? I was like, oh, okay, this is the question that you're asking them, and it has to be of specifically where they are. So, what is my first executive order as king of our living room? Um, uh, I have no idea, you guys. That's a weird question. Like it says, hopefully free coffee, but let him have his say first. Yeah, I wouldn't do that because the coffee is probably going to go out of business then, because then they won't make enough money. Like I have no idea. It's a weird question. I'm moving on. 65. If you could be great at one sport, which would you choose? I mean, I loved gymnastics. I did that for 7 years growing up, and I was good at it. I got at least one gold medal and a few silver medals. I mean, obviously I was a child. I started before preschool. I was just young, but I was good, and I can still point my toes. I can still do a cartwheel. I can still do the splits. Like, I can't, do a lot of the things that I used to, but there are still things that I can do because I loved it and it was really fun. So if I could be great at that, that'd be awesome. But being great at swimming would also be really cool because David loves to swim and I have asthma, so like even if I really was good at swimming, I would still be kind of nervous because it's like, yeah, I like oxygen. I like having air. 66. If you could dedicate your life to solving one problem, what problem would you choose? I mean, is this with the assumption that I would solve it? Because then I would pick something like cancer. Like, legitimately, I've had so many family members get cancer, and two of them it spread. Like it started somewhere and then it spread somewhere else. So if I could solve cancer, that would be amazing. That's it. The thing underneath says it's open to either an amusing or genuine response, up to him. So mine was genuine. I mean, amusing, solving one problem. Uh, yeah, I got nothing. I don't know. I'm not funny enough for that. Sorry. 67. If you had one day left to live on the earth, what would you do? I mean, I'd want to spend it with David. Like, I mean, it also would be nice to spend some time of that with my family, but I think the majority of it I'd want to spend it with DJ because I'm very much in love with him. I want to spend the rest of my life with him. So if the rest of my life is only one day, I would want to spend that with him. Sorry, did that get like? Am I being mushy? Sorry. He's asleep, so it's okay. 11 interesting questions for couples. Okay, I'm going to have to read these in my head before I answer them because if there are any that are inappropriate, I'm just going to skip them because I'm not about that. 68. What makes a person beautiful to you? Okay, so initially, just like seeing someone, yes, I do view beauty as an artificial thing of just looking at them and how they appear to me. I don't always think that the majority is correct. in what is beautiful. Like, I know Angelina Jolie is like always up there for people, and I think she's pretty. I don't think she's the most beautiful person in Hollywood. I always thought Sandra Bullock was just gorgeous, and Nicole Kidman too. So those women are also up there. So I don't know. I think everybody has different standards for what they think is like a 10 out of 10, but on average, most people do tend to agree. But when I get to know someone, that's when I really think someone can either continue to be beautiful or they start to just not look so beautiful. I think your personality, the way you treat others, the way you talk about them, the way you talk to them, for me, it starts to show on your face. I know that probably for some people that sounds ridiculous, and some people they completely understand what I'm saying. If someone is really mean, no matter how beautiful and good looking I think they are, when they're mean, I start to just see that in them. And I don't think they're as attractive as they were before. Like I remember I had a teacher in college who, when I first saw her, I was like, she was one of the most beautiful women I'd ever seen. She was, where was she from? I want to say Jamaica. I could be wrong though. She had a really thick, gorgeous accent. I loved her accent. I loved listening to her talk. So it was a great lecture. And I mean, she was just so beautiful, you guys. She had just the most perfect dark skin. She was so gorgeous. Her hair always looked amazing. She was so pretty, and she dressed really well. Like, she was always, like, what do you say, dressed to the nines? I don't know why it's not dressed to the tens, but like she always looked great. And the first day I saw her, I was like, oh my goodness, she's so beautiful. And every single day I just found her less and less attractive because of her teaching style and how she spoke to us students. She was younger than some of the people in the class, but she talked to them like they were children. She talked to me like I was a child, and I hate that. I think that's very condescending. Ugh, it drove me crazy. But like, we would ask questions and she would condescend to us and tell us we were dumb, and it showed on her face. So by the end of the semester, I was like, yeah, no, she's not a good looking lady. She's not pretty. Like, I could just see it on her face. And there was a girl I worked with at Michael's. I will admit she was a little too skinny, like just slightly in the like, do you potentially have anorexia? I'm a little worried about you, but I don't think she did. No one. It didn't seem like it. I think she was just biologically incredibly skinny, which is not a bad thing. That is not what I inherently find beautiful in a woman. But I thought she was really pretty, and you guys, she treated me like trash. She was so mean to me. She hated me, and she was a manager, and all of the people that she liked, from what I understand, from other people, was they didn't actually like her. They just were nice to her and followed along with her so that she wouldn't treat them the way that she treated me. I never pretended to be her friend. I was a good employee, and that was it. I was not rude to her. Whatever. I talked trash about her all the time, and she heard a lot about it. I reported her one time when she said she wanted to punch everyone in the store in the face. Like, no, I don't play those games. But yeah, she was one of the ugliest people I've ever met in my entire life. Like, she treated the people she claimed to like horribly. Yeah, okay, she treated me worse, but she still was not kind to them. She was not a friend to them. From what I understand, after each of them stopped working there, they just completely dropped her out of their life, which I completely understand. Like, if you don't have to be kind to someone because they're no longer your manager, yeah, drop them out of your life. No one deserves that. And I still feel that way. Yeah, they were mean to me because they were following along with her, which, yeah, is sad. Like, you're all adults. You're 16 or older. Okay, well, I guess no, they were all 18 or older. The youngest one, I think he was 17 when I started working there, and he didn't treat me like that. So the youngest one was the most mature of them. But no, I don't hold that against them, because it's like, I get it. You know, you have a toxic friend or coworker, boss, whatever, and the only way to get them to not be as mean to you is to be mean to someone else. Fine, whatever. I can take it. I did take it, and I ended up becoming a full-time manager. And she left, went to work part-time in a not managerial position at another store, ended up moving to another store where I guess she got a full-time manager position and ended up getting fired. So, you know, I got promoted. I went to full-time. I went from a part-time framer to a full-time customer experience manager to the full-time custom framing manager. And I can't speak for other places, but the Michaels I worked at and all the people that I know that worked at other Michaels, everybody said that the most difficult positions were custom framing manager and the replenishment manager. I never worked in replenishment, but I worked as the custom framing manager, and that, whew, man, I understand where some of the customers are coming from. If you mess up something that someone spent, you know, like 200-300 plus on, yeah, you should fix it. And we did. But there were times when they were needlessly rude. Like, you know, I would open it up and they'd be yelling and shouting. Or, you know, one of the part-timers would tell me that, you know, they opened it up and they were angry. And I was like, okay, did you explain to them that it's not an issue? We can fix it. Their artwork isn't damaged. And they're like, yeah, they were still shouting. And it's like, calm down, okay? I understand, you know, maybe this is a birthday present you got for somebody and you were supposed to have it, you're supposed to give it to them tomorrow. Unfortunately, mistakes happen. Like, if your friend cannot accept that your present for them is late, when it's that expensive, I don't know, maybe this is just me trying to cover my own butt, but like, I would rather get a present late and have it the way I like over getting it early and, you know, like, oh, it's crooked. I don't know. It's never bothered me to get a present late. It's never offended me. Not once. The only thing that's offended me was when people were like, oh, here's your birthday and Christmas present because my birthday's in December. I'm like, no, that's not cool, dude. If somebody has a birthday in June and you give them a birthday present and then Christmas, you know, in December, you give them a Christmas present, why did they get 2 presents and I get 1 just because my birth month is the same as Christmas? That annoyed me. That I'm not okay with. Unless they spent just as much time and or money, you know, whatever, on my single gift as they did the 2 for someone else. Then it's okay. That's acceptable. But, you know, if they spend $10 on, like, heck, my brother, if someone spends $10 on my brother for his birthday and $10 on his Christmas present, and then they spend $10 on me for my birthday and Christmas present as one, that's not okay. I think that's incredibly unfair, and it makes me unhappy, and I don't like it, and it's rude. I started ranting. Sorry. 69. What's a big... Oh, sorry, I need to read this in my head first. Okay, yeah, this is okay. What's a big favor you have done for a friend? How about a big favor that a friend has done for you? A big favor I've done for a friend. I don't know, like, I don't like to keep score, so I don't really... Although now I just sound like I'm... like I don't care. I've driven a lot of friends to the airport before and picked them up from the airport just because I know how expensive a taxi can be. I've driven family to the airport and picked them up from the airport. They've also done that for me. And honestly, like, I think that's really nice. Like, I will wait 4 hours at the airport to get picked up from my family over overtaking a taxi, just because it's like, not only am I saving money, but I'm only having to be in the car with family, like, and I can talk to them the whole drive home. I can listen to the music that we like. I can tell them about my trip. They can tell me about their trip. I much prefer that. So, for me, that's a big favor. Like, I like it. 70. If you turn into your partner for a day, what would you do? Um, okay, well, if it's a work day, I'm gonna call in sick. Or, I'm just gonna be like, hey, honey, do you wanna work from home from your job in my body, and I'll work from home at my job in my body? And if there are any calls, we just, sorry, I'm really sick. Like, yeah, because I don't think I'd want to go into his job and potentially ruin anything, because he does coding and stuff like that just go right over my head. And he says, like that I could learn it, but I don't want to, you know, ruin his job for him and get him fired. So if it's on a weekend, um, oh my god, you guys, I would at least want to go for a quick drive outside just so I can know what it's like to drive without glasses. I have had glasses since I was in third grade. I've always had poor eyesight. So just the idea of being able to see without glasses or contacts, I did try them for a little while. I did not like them. Blows my mind. Like I don't know. That would be fun. Um yeah, I don't know. Especially now with the virus, like I can't like go out much, so I wouldn't be able to, like go to a bar and see how I'm treated differently. But even me as a woman, I don't really go to the bar. I don't drink, I don't smoke, so, and I don't watch sports. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not interesting, sorry. 71. If we had only one weekend together before the end of the world and we were to spend it together, what do you think we'd do? Watch some really good anime. Honestly. Yeah. 72. What class would you love to take together? Um I don't know if he'd enjoy it or not, but Zumba is super fun. So, I'd totally be down to take a Zumba class with him. Really difficult with what's going on right now, but whatever. Um I don't like painting. I've had a lot of people tell me that those painting classes where you paint and you also drink wine are really fun. So that could be cool. I don't think he'd be into cross stitching, so I'm not even gonna try that. uh, yeah, I don't know. 73. What makes you feel young? I don't really feel old. Like, I don't know. I'm 29, so I don't feel old. I mean, yeah, there are times when my body aches, but like that's normal. I don't think that means I'm old so much as I'm getting older. I don't know. I don't think someone is like really old until 70s or higher. And that's just because it's like, if the average person, which I don't think it's this high, but if the average person lived to be 100 years old, 70 is, almost three-fourths of the way through that. 75 is the actual three-fourths, but I feel like 70 is, right there. So, like, a lot of people have been really upset with all the people that have passed away in 2020 and how horrible it is, and they feel so bad. And I'm like, I feel bad for the people in their 20s, 30s, and 40s that are passing away. But the people that are in like their 80s and 90s that are passing away just from old age, I'm like, I feel bad that they passed away, but I'm not going to weep over that just because they lived a lot of their life. They got to go out and live their life. They got to enjoy it. I think that's something to be cherished. Like, I'm not going to be excited that they passed away. That'd be horrible. But I don't feel as upset about that as other people do, if that makes sense. I don't know. I'm happy when someone passes away significantly older, just because that means they got to live a lot of their life, and that makes me happy. Like, I remember growing up, people are always like, oh, I don't want to get old. I want to die young. And I never felt that way. I was always like, I want to die old. I want to be able to look back on my life and be like, yeah, you know what? 2020 was a crazy year, but, I lived 50 more years after that, and those were great. And, I got to do this and this and this, and I was happy for those years. And I think that's good. I don't know. Sorry. That was weird. 74. What do you do when you're angry? How can I help? When I'm angry, I tend to get quiet. Like, I don't like to discuss my anger with others. I like to deal with it in my own time. I like to process it. Because if I try to deal with someone when I'm angry, in general, whether it's at them or something else, I always am worried I'm going to say something I'll regret just because I'm angry. Not because I mean it, just because I'm angry. And, like, you say horrible things. And I don't want to say something I'm going to regret later when I'm in a better mood and I feel better. So mine is just leave me alone. Like, if I'm angry, just leave me alone. Let me process my anger. Let me deal with it. Let me get a hold of myself and just, act like an adult. Because or well, like, I don't know. I think lashing out at someone in anger is childish. So I think getting a hold of that is acting like an adult. That could just be me. I know some people are not good with bottling their anger and they have to like lash out, to like process it, but I'm not one of those people. That is not how I handle anger, and I hope it never is, because I don't like it. When people shout at me, it always upsets me. So whether they're angry at me or not, I'm not good with shouting. Never have been. Doubt I ever will be. I have talked about some crazy things on this video, you guys. I'm so sorry. This bunny is so cute with this candy cane and these hearts. And look, her little eyelashes. So cute. I'm so sorry. I'm so weird. If y'all have some questions you want me to answer or trivia or something, send it my way. I'm happy to do that.
And that is the end of Christmas Minis Bunny. I got 3 hours and 14 minutes of footage. See, this is gigantic. This is kind of ridiculous. But there it is. If it'll focus, which it doesn't like to do. Okay, well, it's focused there, so that works. So, it's gigantic. Okay. It's already almost 3 o'clock. I might stitch some more. I might not. I'm not sure. So, the sooner I jump off, though, the sooner I can potentially get back to cross-stitching. So, like, subscribe, share, comment, all that jazz. And I'll see you guys in the next video.